So it's my pleasure to introduce the next speaker from Floatility, Daniel Priem.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not
Daniel,
to like
welcome on stage.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So, let the show begin.
Thanks. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Can't Stop. And the song ends with the line, "This life is more than just a read-through." And we, from Floatility, we want to make a change. And before I will tell you how we're going to lead the way, let us talk actually about which surrounding we find ourselves. Let's talk about the global population in cities. The United Nations predicts that by 2050, more than 50% of people will be living in cities. Just imagine that. What kind of challenges does that actually mean for living in a city? For the food, for the air, electricity, and the way how we commute. Right now, the urban transportation is already one of the key challenges. Truly, the current system is failing. We've got emission, we've got congestion, and an inefficient system. This picture could be anywhere. It could be in LA, it could be in Istanbul, it could be in Bangkok. So we need to change something. And we are a mobility as a service provider for the last mile. We call ourselves the next generation short distance sharing technology. Ever heard of the last mile? So asking an engineer what is the last mile, it actually is something like 1.6 kilometers. But we call it a short distance, which is too long to walk or too short to drive. When you want to get from your bus station, from your metro to work or back home. We want to encourage people not using their car and using more buses and public transport. And how do we get easy, convenient, and safe to our last mile destination? Of course, with the e-floater. It's a sleek, urban design, electric microscooter. It lets you float through the city with up to 20 kilometers per hour and has a range of 15 kilometers. And the battery can be charged at a solar charging station, so free of emission. I've got a little presentation to show you how complex this product actually is. It's a lightweight floater designed with the help of BASF. We're using plastics and compound material. And the design was made in Stuttgart, Germany. The injection molding manufacturing plant is in Jakarta. And the assembly of the actual floater takes place in our maker labs in Hamburg and Singapore. So the product is pretty complex, and we are international. That doesn't only ask for an international team, it also asks for using the right tools. Okay, thank you.
Cities are growing very fast, and transportation is getting a more and more serious issue for cities to overcome. One of the major issues is that people are not getting conveniently from A to B. So we want to try to solve this issue to give people a better and more advanced option of urban mobility. Connectivity for our Floatility business is very, very important because the vehicles are communicating in real time to a server backend.
We're really working with this idea of connecting things together, and that's the prerequisite really for everything that we do at Floatility. It's what lets you use the app to find your vehicle and then to communicate and have that seamless experience for the customers.
It's a permanent communication between the vehicle and the server backend. To release a vehicle in public space, you just take your handphone out, you scan the code. Where we are generating a lot of data on mobility, especially on short distance mobility. Making products visible and making products even during the design phase visible is very important.
Fusion 360 we've used to work with the designers together just to get a better understanding for what they're actually doing. Making hardware is obviously a very multi-layered process. You have to go from testing to speaking back with the people who made the initial designs. And obviously in that phase, in that level of cooperation, Fusion 360 is great. Personally, I'm someone who thinks very visually, and then to actually have the visual thing in front of you allows me to talk the same language with a whole group of people at the same time.
It's an Internet of Things application. With the help of our e-floaters, we'll have a much better understanding how we really can optimize transportation inside the city. It makes this product a smart city product that is pretty innovative.
So this, thanks. Thanks to Autodesk, we are part of the social impact program and very happy to use such sophisticated software. Being a startup but work like big corporations. As mentioned, we have a designer in Stuttgart and manufacturing in Jakarta, assembly in Singapore and Hamburg. You need to have a software like Fusion 360. And the video you've seen was taken in Hamburg at our Maker Lab. We made our office ourselves. We bought 8 sea freight containers, and I'm happy to welcome you whenever you're in Hamburg. Let us know. So I brought some impressions. This is the solar charging station I mentioned earlier. And this is in Singapore, where a colleague was floating over a bridge, Hamburg. And you know, the good thing being in Hamburg and Singapore is that you really have 2 weather extremes. I mean, we're testing high-tech plastic and compound materials. And in Singapore, you can imagine year-long you have hot, humid, a lot of sunshine. And in Hamburg, during the winter, it can get quite cold, as you can see. My colleague there, Oliver, driving the e-floater, even in the snow. So we think if we can make it in Singapore, and if we can make it in Hamburg, we can actually make it anywhere, and we hope to see you soon in your city. If you think of us, if you think of Floatility, it's not only mobility from A to B, but the e-floater will actually bring you from A to Z.
Made with our lightweight plastics, the solar-powered e-floater won't just get you from A to B. It'll also get you from A to Z.
Thank you, Autodesk.
Thank you, Daniel. What a great story. So we are sales colleagues. He's sales VP for Floatility. So one wish you have for Autodesk.
First of all, happy birthday again.
Thank you.
My wish would be, you know, people nowadays are always asking for a car from their employer. The future would be if everyone wants an e-floater, so maybe something like an Autodesk e-floater. That would be my wish.
Thank you. Okay. Good.